Jantar Mantar in practice, you haven't seen the difference yet?
There's no internet in and around Jantar Mantar area. If you have to make any video call or any WhatsApp voice call also, you have to come around, at least you have to come 4 to 5 kilometers away from that area, even near Constitution Club and in and around your Rajiv Stop metro station, Mandi House. There's no
so if you see the change in practice, because in theory is a separate conversation, whether you can actually access it in practice is what is relevant. If you see the change, let us know. I'm hoping that change comes. These are all indications that there is some confidence building and we are heading towards matured conversation. Not mature, matured, which means they've reached a particular stage where some trust building is happening. Normalcy of any kind would tell us metro stations being reopened, would tell us that we're heading in the right direction. Some trust building has happened. And a reasonable agreement, a pragmatic one, is at least in sight. Okay, Pragati. So, meanwhile, while we are waiting for this to figure out, in the area itself, now that we are minutes away from this meeting, do we know who all is going to be attending the meeting with JP Nadda? Where are they going? What time is it? What information do we have?
Yes, JP Nadda is about to come to Constitutional Club. They are about to hold a meeting here in sometime, maybe in next 10-15 minutes. JP Nadda along with his ministers would come and he would hold a meeting here in Constitution Club. They will take further actions. They will discuss what needs to be done to make sure that the protest can be they can satisfy the citizens of India. They can fulfill their demands. The meeting would have this discourse that like they'll be discussing what action needs to be taken to make sure that the normalcy in Delhi be restored.
Okay, so let's call the spade a spade. Let's look at the black and white. The black and white is that the government, represented by two of its senior most ministers, has in writing and on camera pretty much agreed to everything except for the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. They have agreed on the matter of compensation to the victims' families. They have agreed in principle on the lack thereof cases against protesters. These were the principal demands, and number one was resignation of Education Minister. They have replaced the School Education Secretary, they have replaced the Higher Education Secretary, the NCRT and NTA top brass already replaced. A high-level committee of 10 Vice Chancellors is expected to be announced, and a law has been committed to be brought before Parliament as early as Monday. A fast-track court has already been instituted, not announced, it's been instituted. A judge and a courtroom have been allocated and is expected to start functioning maybe as early as Monday as well. So, in everything except the matter of Dharmendra Pradhan, a public statement to the effect and a written assurance in writing has been given. So, therefore, why are we protesting now? There seems to be only one point of disagreement. Now, you and I can argue, and all of us, as we have been, because this is now an open conversation for all Indians, you and I can argue whether that is the most important thing, or after a point we are just grandstanding. Okay? Doesn't make a difference which side of the argument you're on.